Encouraged, but she is expected when she comes out to spend several days at the hospital while she is thoroughly checked.
And her cries and breathing have been monitored with a microphone practically throughout the ordeal. They've had a microphone down so they could listen to her cries and her breathing. And at one point, the doctors at the scene emphasized they took what crying there had been out of Jessica as a good sign, because it meant to them it was reassurance that the child was breathing and breathing well. Clearly, the child could not cry very much if she were not breathing and breathing well. This is CBS News live coverage of the scene from Midland, Texas. Dan Rather with Bruce Hall as with the doctors, the men in green that you see there in your picture, continued to eagerly and anxiously await the next development, which we believe, hope and pray, will be Jessica McClure coming up and out of ground. This story is receiving tremendous worldwide play in newspapers and radio and television stations, Bruce. Hong Kong, both English and Chinese language stations are carrying reports on the girl. The South China, Mainland China Morning Post, an English language newspaper, ran a story that covered almost a quarter of a page, we're told. Now, that the South China Morning Post is out of Hong Kong, not out of Mainland China, but the story is being covered by newspapers on Mainland China. The story has received display in newspapers in West Germany, the Netherlands, throughout Brazil. It's a story that has caught people's attention, taken people's interest, not only in this country, but also abroad. We had some visitors from the Soviet Union in our studio earlier. Yes, Bruce?
Dan, it looks like they're getting ready to bring something up from the hole. I can't tell. They're tightening the slack on the cable, and people are moving in very, very close to the hole. Two doctors are right on the edge as they tighten the slack a little bit. A moment ago, you could see what appeared to be smiles on a couple of the people there. One person held a thumbs up, but we have no idea whether that was a signal to the man on the crane or whether he was giving some other signal. There are about 4, 5, 6 people right over the rim of the shaft, leaning over so that you can barely see their heads now. They're peering right down into the shaft. The cable itself is relatively tight. It has been lifted several feet, and then they stopped at this time.
Bruce, the man in the orange hat, what's called in Texas a gimme cap, that orange cap right in the middle, is controlling the cable operations. He's controlling it somewhat with hand movements. Man in the orange and white cap with the white mule gloves on.
Yes, I can see him now. You have a different view than I have a little bit there, and I see him, and he is, as you said, giving instructions to the crane operator, as they were going to be very, very careful about this. This is still a very dangerous procedure, as you bring up this child the last few feet, bring her back to the surface. It is a time they want to be very careful with it. They do not want anything to go wrong here, because it's been an exhausting 58 hours, and they want to make certain that when they bring her up, that she is all right and there are no difficulties here. Here she comes. There's clapping.
Live and direct from Midland, Texas, Jessica McClure is up. She's alive. What a fighter.
Dan, we can barely see her from here, but they're holding her up. They're just so excited right around there. People are clapping. It's just a tremendous sense of excitement and relief here. Momentarily, they'll be making their way right toward us here as they prepare to take her to the hospital. Here she comes, right getting ready to go to the hospital.